can't live without being productive. As a student in the University of Nigeria and Soka, I built Savannah Bank branch in Omo and Ubolafu.
You built Savannah Bank branch
in Omo and Ubolafu. I lived in my house. I owned my own as a student. I bought my first car in first year, first waging. My second year, I bought 505. By my third year, I had a BMW 520. Everybody know me. If you pass in Suka, when I pass through in Suka, you will know me. I own the supermarket inside the campus. I cannot sleep beyond 5 o'clock, even to today. No, even if I sleep by 3, I must get up by 5. And everything I've done in school, if you ask people who was in school with me, they will tell you everything I do, because you must have self-discipline. Even to go to parties in school, people know that the time Peter becomes is the time he goes. And they'll say, Peter, then of course I have friends, even girlfriends, who say, why don't we stay an hour more? I say, no. That even Michael Jackson, he doesn't dance all through night, and he leaves off dancing. There's a time he comes, there's a time he goes. So me, who is now listening to his music and not dance all through night, no. And there must be a time for me to come, there's a time for me to go. Everything must have be organized. And that's what happens to me today. People say, oh, how can you go to 5 places in one day? I said, because I've been there. If I come to a place where they're doing something and greet them, I move on. I'm not going to be there, but it's not. So you must live a disciplined life and say, I don't do this. I will not. It's a long story.
You can brief us.
But I've never imagined I will ever get involved in politics.
Oh, wow.
Before I ventured into politics or went to contest governor, I've never voted. I've never been involved with anybody in politics. I got involved in politics by a man called Professor B.C. Nwosu. Professor B.C. Nwosu contested to be the governor of my state in 1998. He actually won the primary.
Okay.
And they did not allow him, all this mago. So he wasn't the governor. So he now moved on to become political advisor to Obasanjo. And eventually become the Minister of Health as well. So it was by 1999, we had a new governor in Anambra State. But by December 2000, a group of people have seen that governor is not doing well. This was about 18 months after. So they had gone to Professor B.C. Nwosu to say, get ready for 2003. Because this man is not doing the right thing. Professor B.C. Nwosu then said to them, I will not do that in 2003. I will be 60 years old. Anambra State is a very difficult state. It requires a young man between the age of 40, 45, who had made a success of his life, and is very strong in character that can be able to deal with Anambra State. And the people gave him like a request that he needs them to give them 3 names. I didn't know this. This is the story I was told after. So I was then in the bank doing well. I was, of course, as you know, I was the youngest chairman of a bank ever in Nigeria.
Yes.
So at my young age, I was the director of 2-3 banks. So there was no reason for me
to get into politics.
To get involved in politics. I had an office in London, had office in Nigeria. So every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I work in my office in London. Thursday, I work in my office in Nigeria. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Sunday, I go back to London every week.
Wow.
Every week. I had no reason. I didn't even know where people vote. I don't even want politicians to come around my office.
Wow.
So I had a good life. So ABC was then invited me for a dinner in January 2001 or so. So I went to Abuja. I was very happy he invited me. So I went to Abuja because he would give me account of some federal account. So I went to Abuja, which we had dinner, everything. He still supported the bank where I was serving with some accounts, which was very good. But while I was doing that, I was actually being interviewed for a job unknown to me.
Wow.
So ABC, we had a long conversation about politics, about what people do, about what is this, even suggested names of people who should contest, and I'll support them. You know, so I finished doing that and I left. In April, that group went back to ABC Wilson and said, okay, we want the 3 names. And he said to them, you want the 3 names? Yes. 1, Peter Obi. 2, Peter Obi. 3, Peter Obi. Shut down, finally. Shut down.
Love it.
So the 9 came to my office in Lagos. He told me they were coming. They came to my office in Lagos and told me about this, that they want me to come and contest the governor of Anambra State. I virtually knelt down and begged them not to come around me again.
Wow.
So they left my office in Apapa and went back. I never met them again. I'd say, personally decided to find out why things are wrong. I go to, every year, I must spend time in school. That's why when people see my CV, they're wondering, you've not worked in any organization, you've not done anything. So how come you're an alumnus of Cambridge, Oxford, Kellogg Scholar? I've done 3 programs in Harvard, Columbia, INSEAD, IMD, London School of Economics. I've been everywhere. So that year I was in Kellogg Graduate School. I was doing a program for 4 months, 2001. It was from June till about end of August. It was June, July, August, and some part of September. I was doing a program, you know. The dean and the dean of the school, Professor Donald Jacob, took us on a course called the World Economy. The World Economy.
The world economy.
In 90 days, he taught us. He never one day mentioned Africa.
Oh, wow.
Because he's taught a lot of people, that was his final year in that school. He started teaching in that school in 1957.
Wow.
And the final year was 2001. It was his final year. The day he ended with us. A day before his final year, the entire place was filled up. And I raised my hand and I said, Dean Jacob, you've not mentioned about Africa. He said, do I want to know about Africa? I said, yes. I paid $40,000 for this job, for this course. And you've not talked about my continent. He said, the next day being his final day, he will tell me. The next day, he finished and looked at me and said, Peter, do you want to know about Africa economy? I said, yes. He said, there's nothing called African economy.
Hey.
Nobody plans with Africa. Have I ever seen African spec in car? There's American spec, there's a Gulf spec, there's Asian spec,
German.
there's European spec, but there's no African spec. Can you give me a 5-year, 10-year, 20 years plan of your country that I can work on? I'm telling. And of course, because it was a classroom, I've not, I just said, I think they should be. I think so, because I always have about 5-year leave. I said, they should be. I'll get it for you. He said he would like to see it, that I should join him for lunch. So I joined him for lunch, and we finished eating lunch. If you're in Kellogg Graduate School or today College School of Management, on the banks of Kellogg School of Management, there's the Lake Michigan. So you're on the lake, seaside, beautiful place. So we had lunch. After lunch, he said, let's take a walk by the lake. As we were walking, he asked me, do I have any of my country's currency? So I brought out the highest denomination then was 100 naira. So I brought out 100 naira. He brought out $100.
No.
And he asked me a question. Which of these two currencies do you prefer? And I said the dollar. Because the dollar was then 100 naira to $1. So he said to me, you can keep the dollar. Because it was 10,000 naira. He said, keep it. I'll keep
Your currency.
your currency. And we walked a little bit again. About a pole, he stopped and looked at me again. He said, I should bring out the dollar. I brought it out, and he asked me that question for the second time. And I answered exactly the same thing. And he said to me, let's sit down. Because there was a bench, by the sea. Let's sit down and feel the sea. So we sat down. And he held me. He said, young man, I've taught economics for 50-something years. The only reason you prefer another country's currency to your currency is what drives economy. Faith, the amount of faith you have in your country. Faith is driven by hope. There's no hope. So that's why. Otherwise, there's nothing. No country is perfect.
Yes.
It is that I have hope, and then it drives your faith in your country. Chinese people keep their money in Chinese yuan. They don't want the dollar.
Yes.
Malaysians in Malaysian ringgit. Singaporeans in Singaporean dollar. There was no euro then. Germans in German marks. Italians in their Italian lira. British people in pounds. And it went round and round. Because they have faith in their country. They don't want another country's currency. But do you prefer another country's currency because you don't have faith? We've watched you in this course because it's an interactive course. And you've been very, very positive. Can I ask you for a favor? And I said, yes, Dean Jacob. I went to visit him after when I was governor. He said to me, you have $1 million. I said, yes, of course. Do you have $5 million? I said, yes. Do you have $10 million? I said, yes. I have. He said, at that stage, you don't need money again because you have enough money to live for the rest of your life if you don't want. Forget about it. Yes, you're not worth $1 billion.
Yes.
But I can tell you, whatever they do with $1 billion, you're turning because you're no longer going to look at the price of food.
Yes.
The basic things in life you have. The man with billion can come with private jet, and you come there paid in your plane and land there. You could stay in a suite in a hotel that is $3,000 a night. You stay in the same hotel for $200 a night and pay your bill, and everybody will have a good sleep. So at this stage, can I ask you for a favor again? I say yes. Say go back to your country and participate in building public wealth. Public wealth enriches everybody. Individual wealth impoverishes everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a lecturer. I'm just about to retire. I drive a Mercedes 500. And I can tell you from my own investments, I have about $4-5 million. And what about that? My wife is a lecturer, drives a lesson. My daughter is a lecturer. Do lecturers in your place live this type of life? Say, well, I don't really know how they live, but he said no, because there's no public wealth. I earn more money than governor of Illinois.
Wow.
And the state where he is. So I earn more money teaching here than he can make as the governor. Yes, the governor say he comes in here, but it's very important. So thank you as you go back, but you belong to where what you're doing now is not where you belong. Based on our conversation, you should go to public life. That's where you belong, not where you are. Of course, I left him and we parted ways. I came back to Nigeria. I went to Onitsha to do something. We were looking for something on a weekend. I just came back. I think I came back on Friday. Went to Onitsha on Saturday. Before I went into public life, I don't fly. I go by road. Because now I'm a trader and I'm in a bank. So as I drive in any road, wherever I see concentration of people,
You sell your market.
I want to stop and know what they buy, what they eat, where they want bank, what is this that they want, because there must be why there's a concentration of people. And I know how many of my products that is in different stores, because I represent multinational. I was the official representative of Heinz in Nigeria. So all Heinz products, everything. So I need to know how many of them is in different shops that is here, and then whether we can have a bank branch here based on this. So I go by road. So I was driving through Benin to come to live on Onitsha. I saw a circle of people. It was what people they call Bakassi. Trying to kill two people they called criminals.
Yes. Wow.
And within, this was as early as 7, 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Kids were going to school. They created a circle and brought out 2 young men in a car. Within 5 minutes, cut off the head.
So guys, you heard what P2B said. I believe you enjoyed that video, guys. Imagine, this man is filled with wisdom. This is the kind of people we need in this country. Guys, he heard him narrate how he started his politics journey. He did not know any politician. He has never voted. He had no connection with any politician. Many Nigerians think that, people are just praising P2B. No, P2B is what more than that. That is why people are praising him. He's a very unique man, a man filled with wisdom, a man that is self-disciplined. You heard him narrate, his school days. He said when he was in school, that he owned a supermarket inside the school. A man that runs businesses in school. This is something that students of these days, students of 21st century will not even dream of. But P2B achieved all those things during his time when he was still a student. He said he got his first car when he was in first year, got his second car when he was in second year, got his third car when he was in third year. Imagine a student. This is something that students of these days will not dream of achieving. But imagine how he fought. P2B said he cannot stay without being productive. I mean, all these cars he got when he was still a student were good cars back then. A student that, built a bank, Savannah Bank. Imagine if this man is now the president of Nigeria. Imagine a man that could achieve all these things even when he was a student. Even when his parents is at least a bit well-to-do. Because of he had that fight in him. He's somebody that cannot stay without being productive. That is why he could achieve all these things. These are the kind of people we need in Nigeria. Just imagine if P2B is the president of Nigeria. Imagine how Nigeria will just move forward. Nigeria is a blessed country. We just need people that have something upstairs. That is how Nigeria can move forward. But if you feel that anyhow person can just bust out from anywhere and say he wants to become the president of Nigeria without having something upstairs here, Nigeria will not move forward. P2B said that no matter the time he goes to bed, that once he's 5, he's up. A man that has self-discipline. P2B's type are rare in this country. Nigeria is a blessed country. We are richly blessed with many mineral resources, with many natural resources. Better than even USA, any other country. But because of our leaders are not getting things right, that is why you see Nigeria is lacking behind. Some people will be like, why are people always praising P2B? No, P2B is different, he's unique. Imagine when he was, without even talking too much, you can see his good work. The time when he was the governor of Anambra State, you guys saw what he did. You guys saw the way Anambra improved. Imagine if this man is not the president of Nigeria. This is a man that everyone will want to work with. This is a man that everyone will want to work with. P2B went to England. Yes, P2B went to England to learn about, national grid, how their national grid works. Because every time the national grid in Nigeria keeps collapsing, this man had to go to England just to learn. He's not yet the president of Nigeria, but look at his effort. Just as the ex-governor of Anambra State, he had to go to England to learn how their national grid works. Because here in Nigeria, we keep hearing of national grid. It collapsed yesterday. Tell me a president or a governor that will want to put his time to those things. P2B sacrifice his time to better Nigeria. These are the kind of people we need. We don't need people that will go into the office just to loot, the system. P2B is the only politician till date. I don't care what anybody is saying. P2B is the only politician till date that is not corrupt. P2B is the only politician in Nigeria as at today, even still counting. P2B is the only politician that finished his tenure without any case with the EFCC. He had to even carry himself to their office for them to investigate and told the world and told everybody, make investigation. Check if I stole Nigerians' money. Till date, EFCC has not seen anything, even Nigerians. These are the kind of people we want. In Nigeria today, you will hear politicians stealing, just like the case of Okowa and other politicians that stole money. They stole billions, trillions. Case of Yaya Bello and the rest. How would Nigeria move forward like this? When you keep suppressing the poor, when you don't care of the citizens, the money used for important things, you will divert it. In Nigeria, and anyone that wants to be a leader will have that mindset to steal money. People like P2B is the kind of people we need in this country. We don't need people that will go into office and they'll start sleeping. The mindset you should have, once you're in that office, you have to work. It's not a place that once you're in office, you start sleeping. So guys, you heard everything P2B said. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Drop a comment under the comment section. And guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new, like and share this video. So guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time.